Today we're going to be taking a look at 10 features that would be great to see in FIFA 22 career mode. In the background I'll have some gameplay for you with some of the youngest players in the world taking on some of the oldest, and on that note, if you'd like to see me struggling to get results with a bunch of players over the age of 40, then I definitely recommend taking a look at the career mode series that I've just started out over on my second channel. A link to that series should be coming up right about now in the top right hand corner. There'll also be a link in the description. It's going to be a 1-season challenge. I'll be posting regular updates. Go and check it out. Let's get into things though. Stick around and subscribe for more. Leave the video a like if you do go on to enjoy it. And please do leave me your feedback in the comments section. I do read absolutely every single comment that's left for me, so if you do leave me a comment, it will be seen. And if you do have any further ideas on how career mode could be improved, then I'd love to hear them. Now though, I've been playing a lot of retro sports games recently, and something that a lot of the older games allowed you to do was create your own club. It wasn't possible in any of the games on Xbox One or PS4, but prior to that we had the Creation Center, and even before that, back in the PS2 days, we could create our own teams. I know that this is something that people have been able to achieve on PC using mods, myself included, but it'd be great to see this sort of functionality built into the game again, allowing console users to create their own teams as well as those of us that play the game on PC. Could some sort of creation center return to FIFA again in the future? I hope so. And alongside that, some sort of stadium creation or at least customization functionality would be absolutely fantastic. A few months back it was revealed that MLB The Show 21 would have a stadium creator. And even though I have very little interest in baseball and would probably struggle to name more than about 5 current baseball players, the news of the stadium creator really piqued my interest and got me thinking about the possibilities for FIFA career mode. In FIFA 21, stadium customization became possible in Ultimate Team, and I feel that there's great opportunity here to extend this into career mode and allow us to play around with the stadiums, customizing different elements. Probably not for any of the teams with their actual stadiums featured in the game, as I'm sure that there'll be all sorts of licensing problems with that one, but for the teams that don't have their stadiums built in the game, some sort of stadium creation or customization could be a fun little feature to see added, allowing us to add a few personal touches to the stadiums, just making them a little bit less generic in each save and providing some much needed colour, variety and character. And another thing I'd like to see in career mode moving forward is the ability to play the game from a specific game week rather than always having to start at the very beginning of the season. Earlier this season, for example, with Sheffield United struggling so much after such a successful season last year, I would have loved for the ability to jump in and attempt to save their season. There are so many interesting scenarios that develop across the course of each season, and giving us the ability to jump in at any point of the season could provide for some really interesting challenges. It's something that we do see in other sports games, and although I do understand that it's slightly different in FIFA as there are so many different leagues and competitions throughout the world to keep updated, it would definitely provide for some pretty interesting career mode saves, and I for one could definitely see myself doing a lot of different challenges in all different countries throughout the world. Now though, something that's always frustrated me in career mode is the lack of stats and information that we get for other leagues. We can see league tables all around the world, but we can't dig into each specific league and see the goals and assists, for example. To the extent that even if you send a player out on loan to a team in a different league, unless they play in cup competitions that you have access to the stats for, you have absolutely no idea how they're doing on their loan. No ability to track their average rating, nothing. In Football Manager, especially when I'm managing teams in the lower leagues, I love looking for all the stats at the end of the season, working out what players I want to bring in on loan for the next season, and seeing if there are any absolute bargains to be picked up. Player stats play a huge part in the process of me building up my shortlist, and at the moment, this is something that we're sadly missing out on in FIFA career mode. And although the interactive match sim was a pretty cool addition for FIFA 21, I feel that there's definitely more that can be done with it, and with a few tweaks it can be even better. For example, it'd be quite nice to see a match speed option added so that you can speed things up or slow them down at any point during the simulation. And although the 2D match view is pretty cool, I'd also quite like to have the option of watching the game play out in 3D. As I say, I do like the interactive match sim as a feature, I just feel that more could be made of it. And it's always nice to see more leagues being added to the game. On a personal level, I'd love to see the National League included in FIFA career mode moving forward, but realistically, there are plenty of other countries around the world that aren't yet represented in FIFA that could definitely do with being added before the 5th tier of English football. The highest profile of which probably being the Greek Super League. You can find several Greek teams in the rest of the world section, but unfortunately the league itself isn't currently licensed. I'd love to see it added in the future along with the likes of the Indian Super League and the Hungarian League, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of. In addition to more real life leagues being added, I also think that a lot more could be done with the youth system in career mode, and I'd love to see the introduction of youth leagues within the game. If we did have youth leagues in career mode, then we could see how different players were performing against other players in their age group and make decisions from there as to whether or not to promote them to the first team. You could completely revamp the way that ratings operate at this level of the game, and instead of having absolute potential set out that make it all too easy to sign the best available talents, you'd instead make decisions based on player performance, bringing things more in line with how things operate in the real world. And one of the things that I love most about Football Manager after a few seasons is taking a look around and seeing where different managers have moved to. Who wouldn't want to see Chris Wilder on the sidelines when you're taking on Barcelona in the Champions League final? At the moment we don't get to see this in career mode though, and instead of having all kinds of crazy scenarios, we just see the same old managers at the same old teams season after season. Boring. And as controversial as VAR has been since its introduction, it's something that surely just has to feature in FIFA career mode in the future. Hopefully it won't take quite so long to make a decision as it can sometimes in real life, and it will definitely cause some absolute carnage and heartbreak when it's used to deny a last minute winner or leveller in an important cup match or title decider, but especially for the licensed leagues and competitions where it's currently used in real life, it would definitely make sense and be a nice touch to see it introduced in the game. We already have other features of real life football such as goal line technology, so why not VAR? And last but by no means least, it would be absolutely incredible if we had the option to use all of the different icons in career modes. Back in FIFA 20, when the Soccer Aid team was added to the game in the build up to Soccer Aid 2020, it was possible to use any of these icons in FIFA 20 career mode on console. Whilst the Soccer Aid team remained in the game for FIFA 21, however, sadly, there's no longer the possibility to use them in career modes. I actually put out a video on how to use icons on console in FIFA 20 career mode, and that was my most successful FIFA 20 video of all. It still gets a fair few thousand views every single month, and it currently has about 700,000 views at the time of recording this. So there are clearly a lot of people out there that are very interested in doing this, and if EA can bring back the ability to use icons in career mode, then that would honestly be absolutely massive. It's not like it changed anything for anyone that didn't want to use this feature either. By default they weren't included in career mode, so you didn't have to play with them and risk ruining the immersion, but you could take steps to see them included if you wanted to, and it was all just a bit of fun really. Something that's quite honestly just a little bit lacking in career mode at times. Anyway though, so those are 10 things that would be absolutely incredible to see in FIFA career mode in the future. What's at the top of your wish list for FIFA 22 career mode? What feature would you most like to see added or brought back? And what's the one area where you feel FIFA career mode could most be improved? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and if you've made it this far into the video, then quite honestly, you are an absolute legend. I've just set up a Patreon, so if you are in a position to help support the channel at all, then that would honestly be absolutely massive. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter to stay up to date with what I'm getting up to. Stick around and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my career mode series with the old boys. Thanks for watching anyway, have an awesome day, and if you are now subscribed, then I'll catch you again next time.